Hi Aquarius, I hope you're having a wonderful month of April. Today I'm going to be doing a reading for you. My name is Katie. I'm going to be doing a reading for the new moon in Aries for your sign to see how this new moon is going to be feeling for you, how it's going to be affecting you, and what do you need to keep in mind. As I go ahead and shuffle the cards, I invite you to subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you here. It would honestly make my day. I am actively, wishing for this family to grow. And also, I remind you that in the description box below, you have all the information of my website in case you ever would like a personalized reading. And there's also all the information on my new online course called Abundance Blueprint, which is a course that I very carefully designed to help those who feel like finances and money are an issue. Like if you feel blocked in that area, if you feel like you could really use some energy dynamic awareness on how to manifest more financial abundance, check that out. It is on sale, so make sure to enjoy the discount if you feel like you resonate with this. I'm going to be pulling, 8 cards from the Dreaming Way Tarot and 2 from the Love Your Inner Goddess by Alana Fairchild. Shaman of Skulls. This came out for Libra as well. I can't get over that card. Look at how pretty it is. Jeez. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, let's see. Well, this Ace of Cups is definitely catching my attention. This new moon is going to be feeling for you like a new emotional cycle being open for you, which is very aligned with what this new moon is. If you think about it, we are moving from the last sign of the zodiac, Pisces, into the first sign of the zodiac, Aries. So through this new moon, it's kind of like a new year, it's like a new cycle that is opening up, and new moons are usually new beginnings within the month that help us understand what we want to manifest and bring it to fruition up until the full moon. So this is going to be a very passionate and inspired and motivated new beginning for everyone. But for you, I feel like it has more of an emotional component as well. You're going to be having an experience of new levels of self-love towards yourself, new levels of love towards other people. Like a higher form of love is going to be manifesting into your life. However, there will be maybe temptations or habits that wish to hold you back from this. We have the Devil card here, and this is a card that is associated with addictions and habits that are kind of negative. And when I mean addictions, it could apply to substance abuse or, like the classic definition of what we understand for an addiction. But it also applies for addictions that are a little bit less traditional. So addictions to patterns of behavior, addiction to sabotage, addiction to codependency or relationship with a specific someone, addiction to approval from others, addiction to social media, anything. It doesn't have to be substance abuse. For some of you, might be dealing with substance abuse or abuse of, food or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. But there's habits and things that ultimately wish to hold you back and that might be very tempting this new moon. So beware of that and try to go with the new. Try to go with the more aligned version of yourself that doesn't need to fall back in these behaviors, because you at some point know that these are not helpful. You may need to make a choice between continuing to be the old self or stepping into a new version of you. Some of you guys feel like you're in a little bit of a limbo. That's the sensation that this new moon can bring for you. For some of you, you might feel like you're just kind of floating and not knowing where, the floor is and where the sky is, and you're just like upside down, kind of like letting things just unfold as they wish. Some of you guys feel like you need to make an important decision and do not have the answer to that decision just yet. You might be feeling tired as well. You're one of the signs that could be feeling quite tired on this new moon. So if you feel like you need to rest, please make sure to rest. Don't push yourself. You are closing a big chapter in your life right now. I see here with the world. A chapter is closing. A phase of your life is closing, and a new one is emerging. One that's more passionate, more inspired, more motivated. But rest and self-care is essential for this transition to be integrated to you properly, okay? So let's move on to the message of the oracle cards. I read them completely from the booklet, so you can benefit from every single word. Alana Fairchild, the author of these cards, is such a good writer, and these are called the Love Your Inner Goddess. I'm going to be doing videos as like reviews of each deck that I own, pros and cons, and I'm going to be probably starting with this one. It's really beautiful. So for this message, your soul is learning about love. Whether you fully realize it or not, you are breaking free from a pattern of relationship that has not been respectful enough of you and your heart. This includes the relationships you have had with yourself, with others, be they friends, romantic connections, colleagues, or strangers, and even the universe. As you allow yourself to feel worthy and release feelings of hate, shame, guilt, or judgment towards yourself, a new spirit of gentleness, love, and devotion will fill your heart and transform the quality of your connections with others and the universe. A beautiful new world of love is opening up for you. I just said that with the Ace of Cups. Amalthea, which is the name of the card, the ancient goddess of nurturing, asks you to have faith in your ability to love and in the power of your heart. Perhaps you doubt your heart sometimes, wondering if it is pure enough, if your love is enough. Maybe you convince yourself that you have to do more or be more than the beautiful being that you already are. You must stop torturing yourself with these mean mind games. They are not good for you. They are not true. Maybe this is referring to the Devil card here. When negativity threatens to put you down, let your soul speak up from a place of feminine power and inner assurance. As you say, I affirm myself with love. Me and my heart are more than enough. Your heart is one of the special ones. It has the ability to love in an unusually expansive way. Your heart is one that can care for the whole world. Within your heart is a healing warmth that can touch people, even complete strangers, and change lives for the better. You don't need to try and make this happen. It happens naturally when you are just being you. Amalthea, the goddess who soothes, reassures you of your heart's power and value now, and that how you love is more than enough. She reminds you to open your heart to yourself and to love yourself too. The sacred ritual with this card, which I am honestly not reading the ritual for all the cards. I'm just feeling very inclined to read the ritual for you because I think that you can implement this ritual in the new moon and it could be helpful. The sacred ritual in the booklet says, feel, pretend, or imagine that you can smile at your heart. Feel your heart smiling back at you. Feel your heart smiling to the world and the heart of all living beings smiling back to you. So that is something that you can implement in meditation, perhaps on the day of the new moon, which is on the 5th of the month. The 4th for some people, depending on the country that you're living in. So now we're going to move on to this card, the Shaman of Skulls, and see what is the message that this card has for you. In your heart, you have been asking for something different, something more, and the universe is answering your prayers. You do not need to be afraid of the changes happening or that are going to happen for you. They are part of that answer from the universe. You might feel uncertain because you cannot see how it is going to all work out, but know that the universe is caring for you and will provide a way to move through the transition with grace. You are not crazy to willingly enter this experience. There is nothing that you need to avoid and so much that you will gain. Something is ending, something that has meant a lot to you. Maybe it is a relationship, a phase of your life, an identity that no longer suits you. Maybe it is an inner ending that you cannot quite articulate, but you feel nonetheless. This is a symbolic death with a greater purpose for yourself. The shaman is spiritually trained to overcome the fear of symbolic death, and instead of avoiding endings, to willingly go through them with the awareness that an ending is simply the other side of a beginning. The shaman learns that endings happen when you sometimes The shaman learns that endings happen when something new wishes to be born. The shaman knows that this is ultimately for good and has compassion for the human mind that might still feel very uncomfortable and resistant to the process. So even whilst we may accept the change, even with great gratitude, our minds might feel uncertain and afraid. We might feel confused or try to cling on to what is ending. These are natural human responses to loss, especially when we sense that loss is irreversible and that life may never be the same. Be patient with yourself, but also know that new life is happening for you now, according to a higher purpose and loving plan. Your life is meant to change at this time. Be encouraged. From the ashes of your symbolic death, you shall rise again. If you want, we can go through the sacred ritual from this card right now. Place your hands lightly on either side of your head and say out loud, "This sacred skull holds the light of wisdom, shining unconditional, divine love in all directions now." Use your fingertips to gently massage your head all over, including under your jaw and behind your ears, allowing your head to feel relaxed. That's interesting. So if you would like to maybe integrate these messages a little bit further, you can go ahead and listen to this reading again and maybe take notes or just pay attention to how this applies for you. Sometimes right off the bat it doesn't make sense, and then when we think about it, it's like, oh, of course they're talking about this situation, or you know. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I would love to have you here, and I invite you to check out all my work and my website and everything that I do, especially the Abundance Blueprint course, which is the one I'm promoting this month, which I have designed to help those who feel disempowered due to money. It's not a nice place to be, and I would love to help with that. So I'm sending so much love your way, and I hope that you have a wonderful new moon.